That's right. If I do post this, let me just say what's up to everybody coming in. Um, I'm a little this morning. I just wanted to have a vibe check. I have some things that are harder to get out and communicate, but we'll see if we could work through it and figure this out. What's up? What is that?
We're gonna get ready to leave soon.
You never gave me a time.
We don't have a time. Would
So
you
what
like to?
is what does
You
leave
want to come
soon
in and
mean?
talk about it?
No. What does leave soon mean?
Maybe like 15, 20 minutes, but I would like to go over the plan with you if you'd like to. We have a plan.
We have a plan?
I would like you to.
No, open the door again, please. So you're gonna leave in 15 to 20 minutes, but you already have a plan.
Yeah, we have a plan. I'd like to go over the plan with you.
Yeah. Okay. What's up? What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Having some coffee. Let's let instead of getting all personal today, I'm not gonna be on here long. I was gonna be a little bit longer, but apparently everyone in the house has a plan. There's a new definition of planning, which means what we're doing right now, not anything, not giving courtesy to others, but everything else is moving so fast. Why would that also move fast? So, guys, take the poll. I do have my laptop on the side. First time in a very long time. I do not know what I'm doing. Thanks for taking the poll. Whomever, I do see the 100. Oh, I think, okay, I got the poll open. Just in case people take the poll, I was wondering what to come on here and talk about. I'm trying to stay within my relaxed bubble. Um, hanging out, very little responsibilities this week, and it's a difference for me. It's sort of like I feel like I remember in junior college, coach would try to bend the rules of practice, like you're only supposed to practice but so much. And what's up, Mick the Pig? Hey man, I mean, well, I was gonna go on last night. I'm realizing, man, I gotta check my energy because when people around me throw my energy off, I feel like coming on here, it's like the worst thing to do, and that I can do. So I usually don't because I'm afraid to come on and not necessarily be a different person, but I mean it's just not what I want. I don't, like how when you do something and you want to take it back, why would you do it if you know that you're going to take it back? So it's just the aging and getting more mature part of me, that I'm willing to think before I do and not do. But guys, like I said, take the poll, make the pick, make sure you take the poll. Daniel, what's up, man? Oh, it's so much better having the computer next to me. Wow, that's a big. It's been so long. I hope everyone's doing well. Um, we'll start off with the first poll. My goal was to at least get two polls, And did anybody catch the brand risk? I guess that was Saturday. Uh, I caught the brand risk. If if you're not into that, that's fine. I find it very hard. Thanks for liking the stream. Anyone else who's hanging out or coming through, please like the stream. One day we're gonna try to blow this up and have 20 people in here, and then I'm gonna climb a mountain, and by that time I'll have like a logo, and I'm gonna plant my logo on the top of a mountain. So I did climb a mountain this weekend. So let's talk about vocabulary for a second. My daughter told, I think I want to say I was on live 2 nights ago, and things were going super well. It was fun. We were having a lot of conversation. I had a very, well, some would say chaos, but others would say I had a trip this morning, like the trip to get where I'm at had a lot of lefts and rights. How about the cell service? Well, I'm on the Wi-Fi, but the cell service is fine. I don't use my phone that much, so I'm still an old school person, so my needs are very minimal. I don't need high quality anything. And if I'm just listening to music, I mean, we talking about 4 megabytes to download, and if it's buffered, that's like a sneeze. So I could do that on dial up if I needed to. But I did have service on the mountain. I've had service everywhere. I have noticed that I've had ultra wideband. I took a trip to an island out here. So we're on the water probably for 35, 40 minutes. And like in the middle of the water, I had service and I was just weirded out. Like, what the heck? We were in some bay out here. Excuse me, not a bay. We were in a harbor. So vocabulary, right? So my daughter says, we climb the mountain. Take the poll, people. If you come in, even if you don't stop in, it'll help to contribute to the conversation. That'll be a contribution, and we'll just keep it like that. And I totally appreciate it. Could also spam the chat. That's also a good way to get things fired up. Your choice. So my daughter said we climbed the mountain. So let's break down where vocabulary is starting to get very interesting. So I don't have hiker boots. I don't own a pair of hiker boots at the moment. I don't hike. And she's not wrong, because we did make it to the top of the mountain, but it's an attraction and they make it so that you can drive up the mountain. But when she tells the story, when we tell stories, we're going to carry language like, I climbed the mountain. So I was on top of the highest, supposedly the highest mountain summit on the eastern seaboard, right? Now, once you get up there, you can walk around and you can hike around and feel like you're hiking. And the terrain is a little off and it's a little troubling being a couple thousand miles, up. Then you can see everything and it is a little nerve wracking. But I suppose that the hard part of climbing mountains is actually going out there and climbing. So is climbing, it's a verb, it's an action word. When you go up something, can you use climb no matter how you arrived up? So vocabulary. And right now I'm in this like icebreaker phase. We'll talk about the fighting in a little while. Another vocabulary thing. I just watched briefly a live. I couldn't tolerate it. A lot of people's lives are really hard to watch. I think, hey, brother Eric, good morning, brother. A lot of people's lives are really hard for me to watch because you can tell that there's either like no concept as to why they're like just no purpose. They're not purpose driven, so I can't understand the purpose of why they're on there, right? And I almost feel like if I said something in the chat, they're just gonna say something negative back and dart, real fast. And then there's other people who their purpose is just to acquire this fame. It's just to get people. They're not really contributing anything to the world, to the other people, to the communicators. But the one thing that stuck out from what this young gentleman was saying, and I'll talk around who he is, and you'll kind of, if you know, you know. He recently was on a no jumper. He was a routine person that used to come on no jumper, and he kind of went crazy. Not crazy, but he was drunk, and he reacted how drunk people, a type of drunk person, tends to react. And he's likely going to be kicked off and banned from the platform for a while. And then, of course, eventually they're going to bring him back, and we're going to continue this WWE, which is the playbook right now, right? So one thing he said, he was reading a comment, and he said, "You look like the type of person that doesn't have BFFs." And I was thinking real briefly, like, first of all, I didn't know when guys started talking like that. Do you have a BFF? And so I could get past that, right? Different era, different generation, that's fine. But what I realized was that he responded with, "I absolutely do have BFFs, plural." And I don't remember when growing up that you had a group of, you would say, "I have a best friend." It was a singular thing. I have a best friend. Who's your best friend? And even though you may have group, because I not only have one group, I have maybe 4 or 5 groups of friends that overlap in different ways, but it was always a declaration. Like, I kind of declared whether I had a best friend within that group, or all of them are just, we're all just great friends. But I don't have best friends. I don't have BFFs. And when he said it, the way it rolled off, I realized that I'm we've lost, not we've, because there's nothing to campaign for, but I think this is another piece of language that has just shifted once the term BFF has become a thing, and the young people have picked it up. And instead of relying on having this one best friend, like, if you had to ask me who my best friend is, I always declare who my best friend is. I've always had one best friend, even though I feel like I don't rank this person higher or lower than any of my other friends, because we all care for each other. But I've always declared, and part of the reason is because it's the person that I won't have conflict with. If I did, we probably would never be friends again, because we've spent so many years just never having conflict. But it's one, right? Like, and maybe the week will change it. I'll get another one. But I've never thought, like, you see us five, we're BFFs. So I just think vocabulary is getting interesting, and because we're all trying to work as one, so to speak, on the internet. We have to stop saying in social media, just on the internet. We're trying to have one conversation. We're trying to, one set of language is becoming unified. And it's just this internet language. I don't think that, I think kids, don't understand what it's like to have one best friend. So they may feel like if they don't have a whole group, they don't they gotta they gotta go out there and look for groups of friends or join one. So I digress on that. So let's go into the poll. I got 4 votes on the poll. That's super awesome. The poll is we've only been on for 16 minutes. Not going that much longer, but and I'll probably jump on a little later, and hopefully we can get a good discussion about this. And like the stream if you want to. Uh, People always say it's free. It's kind of not free. It requires energy. All right, so is settling our difference by fighting a good thing? I have never been against fighting. I've always and dump in the chat if you have feedback on this. What age is that? You be with what's up, man? Is that regarding the fighting? Is that what? Give me more. Give me more than what age? So let's just talk about adults, right? We were okay. Good. You're talking about. So I'm declaring the age. So let's just work backwards from where I'm trying to go and what's irking me and what I think makes this topic vibrant. Have you seen or did you see brand risk on Saturday, or have you seen any of the brand risk? Have you been engaged into celebrity boxing, or how this is now the way to settle differences in public? Not I stepped on your sneaker in the street, because I'm sure those end differently, but I have a beef with you. My only way to settle this is to let's go find someone who's going to pay us so that we can settle our differences in public and potentially embarrass ourselves and potentially look horrible in front of our children and our family. And now we not only see this with people who are willing to fight and athletic and want to Matt Stein, our son is Papa. It's Pappy. Keep up the great work. Oh man. Okay, so you be I guess this will be to you. Good comment though, Matt Steiner. You proud of me. So yeah, I have first of all, let's just declare I have no desire to fight. If I were if I were to propose to have a fight, to be in front of people and like to box. Like I actually do want to box. I want to train to box for health reasons and just for like discipline. I think it's a very attractive endeavor to stay healthy. No, it's all good, Matt. I appreciate it. It was fun. Um, and Ubiwa says those celebrity fights are trash, right? So the problem that I have with that comment about celebrity fights being trash is that when you're judging them whether they are trash, you're still looking at fighting from an entertainment perspective. We and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm giving my point of view. I think one of the flawed areas that we promote is that we look at fighting, and this is why it makes sense. This is why it's a draw. This is why people are willing to take 5, 10, 20. That these people are not making millions of dollars to fight. They're not. They're taking someone's weekly and monthly paycheck to get in the ring. That's how much these people don't want to get a job. Do you understand? That's how much these people don't want to figure out what is their next frontier in the world. Let's get a number, right? So I highly doubt it, but the mid-level card to the low-level card at a brand risk event is probably making, let's say they're making 50,000. Is 50,000 great for a night to fight? Absolutely. It's great money. The problem is you don't know if you're ever going to have that opportunity again. Some people hang their hats on that one thing that they did that was so amazing, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But the way we are as a people, the way we energize. So when you be with media said the fights are trash, even if the fights were good, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't, because the people who are involved in these fights, they're not boxers. This is not for, they're settling differences and hoping to provide entertainment at the same time just so that they could get paid. If there's no entertainment, there's no money, or there's no promise of money in the future. Two of those fights, now I watched a good part of the event, and two of those fights were no contest. They were declared a no contest. They started, something happened, and then they stopped. So we're so comfortable with knowing that someone's going to fight. It's almost like you be with media says we shouldn't fight over 30, but we're over 30 and we're reacting to fights like we heard it through the school hallways. This person, so and so's gonna fight at 3 p.m. Yo, there was a fight in the lunchroom. That's how we're reacting to these fights. And then we show up, and we all show up. And we're, not only this, we're showing up. I don't have kick. I've never, any of these fights that I've watched, I've never watched the actual, uh, how would you say, the actual broadcast. People are making the downstream money by just showing a live stream. And the one that I watched, this is, and white people getting 95% of the bread. I mean, I think there's a lot of people who know how to make bread in these situations, and I can't blame you for making bread. I think that when it's not entertaining, the main point is that we continue to be entertained by fighting, and because of our enjoyment of being entertained, that's why the money is there. If no one were entertained, if no one cared, if that, animalistic part of us wasn't there, or we just weren't involved in that train of thought, then that would not be entertaining. Now I'm gonna flip this whole thing up. Thanks for everyone committing to the poll. So far we have, it's settling our differences by fighting, a good thing. Yes, 57% of the people say yes. So more people in favor in this small little poll. I didn't vote. I would probably even it out and say no. Interesting, no one said who cares. So everyone cares about the matter. You either should or you shouldn't fight. You be with media says this is my slave versus your slave. Well, he said it. I just read it. Yeah, I don't know. And there's a deeper connection for me about how we're willing to sacrifice true art forms. Like boxing is an art form, and we're willing to sacrifice boxing by and large, as in we're taking eyeballs away just because we want to see people who can't fight, or can't box, I should say, go in a boxing ring. Now, here's my, if I had a moment, here's where I would say I would introduce a solution, because talking about problems is is interesting, but solving them is where we grow as a people, right? I sat down the other day, And I realized that people, and this is not a new conclusion for me, but people struggle to understand that there are other ways to compete. When we're young, we don't have that issue. We compete at everything: a spelling bee, um, chess. Why would it be any different for a celebrity or a social media influencer to gather attention, garner attention, to do something that's not boxing? It ever dawned on you? I got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. It ever dawned on you that these people, by and large, aren't really settling anything? Them, in fact, I would argue that them fighting creates more of an issue. It polarizes them. It taints them. It's the same reason why no NBA basketball star is going to be in a dunk contest. It's the same reason. Because everyone will know the outcome. You're going to take the L, and everyone's going to know. So it's an all or nothing situation. But when we talk about the art form, we're talking about something that we've done for a very long time that you can gain skills with, and you're competing. It's about competing with being good at a skill of something. You Be With Media says most of us are broke. We as a people want to blow off steam by watching violence. We enjoy watching someone humbled or destroyed. So let's take. No, I've never been to South Africa, brother. Have you? Have you? Actually, I don't know if I've ever had South Africa on my list, but I could do some. We'll see. We'll see. So going back to you, Be With Media's comment, beautiful comment, but you say we enjoy seeing someone being humbled or destroyed. Is the brain not like when we were growing up in school? Are you not competing with the tools that are here? We did math competitions. I was on a math team. We've done debate competitions. It almost seems that our influences are also those who don't possess many skills to be able to actually compete at anything. But wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't it be? I don't even care if it's a singing lesson. Go. I will watch you. I will watch two different people go through vocal training to see who could spar off and sing the best song. Like, why is the only way to compete boxing? So me and you, B, we got an issue. Now we gotta go figure out our weight class so that we could get in the ring. That's the only thing. Why don't we get in the ring with other things? You're telling me a chess game of DDG and Kai Sanat. You're telling me that wouldn't be a draw. A poker game. You're telling me that wouldn't be a draw. It would be a draw. It literally would be a draw. Why are we missing the fact that you can compete at so many different things? Don't know if they're letting people in South Africa. I don't think so either. That was a month ago, last time I checked. Yeah, the dumb kid in class said, "Put your fist up." No talent, a worse talent wants to fight. But so we're in a worse talent scenario. We're in the kid who got bullied needs to become a cop to feel something, and then he or she inflicts all of the pain, all of the trauma that they had back on you. We're dealing with, like you Be With Media says, we're dealing with talentless people. So why are we afraid to call that out. Like, we have the tools here, right? Thanks for the who cares. We have the tools here. You're watching from South Africa. Cool, man. Well, how's everything going in South Africa now that we have a reporter, Tozy? How's everything going? Where are you at exactly in South Africa? Because that was what I was watching was a little crazy, but we never know what we're watching is true. But I didn't like what I saw. Um, yeah, that was the main point that I wanted to come with this morning. I did want to do a couple extra polls, but my family wants to figure out what the plans are for the day. So far, I got a mountain tackle, went to a couple of unpopulated islands, and did some tours. Um, who knows? Who knows what today's plan is? But a lot of history. I'm realizing that the kids, they're not at the age of where history matters to them now. It feels more like school. I think I could do a better job of drawing a connection, but I'm not the lead on the passive information. But I hope all is well with everybody on this Monday. Tosi, I'm waiting, man. Where you watching from? You what place in South Africa? Edwin, what's up? From Finland. Yeah, I like Finland. I used to who's my guy from the World's Strongest Man that was in Finland? Hi man, peace be with. Um yeah, I mean we used to just speaking to media. We used to there's so many ways to discover like Finland, for instance, like why I would even know or care or want to go to Finland is watching a World's Strongest Man while I'm watching ESPN Classics, if not, I thought it went away. If it went away, it needs to come back because it did help. The world did look different back then, and it seems like we're trying to have the same look of the world without the same conversations, where everyone's on here or on something like this. But we're not really having those conversations. So just to back you up, Edwin, I was discussing about settling disputes and fighting, and predominantly when it comes to social media influencers and everything having to turn into a boxing match, which is weird for me because they're not skilled. We're not even salvaging. We're wasting the art form of boxing by even having to share a stage with these people who can't fight. All of our eyeballs because no one is willing to just throw an event that's not going to get eyeballs. This is I got a yo from a 347. All right, well check out what that is. Yeah, it's just we're just wasting away. So I'm throwing in my name out there, and why can't we compete with other things? Why wouldn't you want to see an influencer do something? I mean, you name it. Go surf. I want to see you learn how to surf. Like this is what old school, like early 2000s MTV, like a Robin Big. This is why, like that level of creativity and imagination. This is why there was a Jackass. This is why, like Johnny Knoxville. This is why there could be that because, like a Steve-O, it's not just like there's even structure within their recklessness, right? So, all right, that's all. I'm gonna get off here. I'll probably be on later, guys. If you want to talk, chat. Maybe we'll probably have a good topic. I'm definitely feeling different. I'm not near. Tyrese Gibson is in South Africa now. Okay, I'll check that out. But yeah, subscribe, follow, follow me. You don't have to. I sometimes I'll pop on, sometimes I won't. I just wanted to bring something different than the norm. I'm actually still sipping on my coffee as I'm in the beautiful state of Maine. Peace.